What's up, Facebook? It's Amanda Fisher from AmandaFisherCoaching.com, and I help moms rock their happy place in their bodies by using simple but freaking powerful food and movement strategies that like get the job done so they can feel freaking awesome in their bodies without it like taking a lot of time, without it stealing all of their time so that they can like actually live their life, right? In every single episode, you'll be seeing more of me in the coming weeks. I can promise you that I'm gonna trip over my words, but I'm gonna deliver you one friggin' easy, something that you can take away with and roll with, strategy or tip that you can implement today, right? Into your daily like food and movement practice so that you can completely simplify your approach, but also like fast track yourself to rocking your happy place in your body and also in your mind. Let's be honest, like we could all benefit from clearing down some of that mental clutter and mental chatter, right? So you're hearing that's gross at the dinner table or the supper table. Which one do you say, supper or dinner, right? I say both, and I'm kind of giving myself a mind game about it right now, trying to figure out if I'm a supper girl or a dinner girl. Usually it's supper. Anyway, you want to put healthy food on the table, right? You feel good when you're laying down a healthy meal at the table. It also sucks when you hear that's gross and like people are like pushing around peas with their fork and they're like making it look like they ate it or whatever, right? So I'm going to talk to you about the mindset of this in the next couple days, but here's my 2-step strategy to get out of this cycle right now, right? When you're like, that's gross, even though you know y'all want to eat healthy, right? But you also don't want to get the whole supper or dinner experience crushed by that's gross. Like you literally like put together a meal and now nobody will eat it, right? So let's fix that today. I want you to take home a strategy that you can use actually for supper tonight. Okay. So let's talk my 2-step strategy. Step number 1, I have some notes here just so I don't lose track of this, you guys. This is huge. So often when a lot of people, when moms are like, we want to start eating a little bit healthier, or we want to make sure that we're like healthying up our plates, right? We often find ourselves opting into a whole bunch of brand new recipes, right? There's nothing wrong with that, but also those are like new for your family, and it kind of like sets off the like warning, she's trying to lay down peas, right? She's trying to put down carrots. She's trying to disguise healthy food into a new recipe. Everybody gets a little nervous, right? Their guard is immediately freaking up. Do this instead. Step 1 of my 2-step strategy is to, whenever you plan your meals, if you need a reference on that, check back to yesterday's live stream, by the way. Whenever you're planning your menu or your meals, ask your family for their favorites. What do they want to eat this week, right? What do they want to eat this week? Get their buy-in. Number 1, you're actually asking for their opinion. Number 2, they're going to tell you things that they're excited about eating, or that they like to eat, which means they're probably going to eat it. Right? So number 1, you've already got their like, oh, she cares about what we're going to eat or what I want to eat. Cool. They also like that thing. So they're naturally going to eat it, right? Second freaking step. This is powerful. Many times kids or husbands or whoever is going to say like, I want pizza. I want whatever. I want mac and cheese. I want spaghetti and meatballs. Cool. So the key to actually healthy and satisfying eating, that like, God, I feel good about what I ate. I'm not bogged down. I don't feel like overstuffed after a meal. I also feel really good about everybody that got all of these different components into their bellies at mealtime, right? They got some vegetables, they got some meat, they got some stuff there, right? That feels good. That creates like satisfying eating where you've actually enjoyed your meal. After you've gotten your family's buy-in, pay attention to this part, okay? This is like step 2 of my 2-step approach. Balance that meal using the 4 components of a power plate meal. I teach how to put together power plates, right? Which contain 4 components: protein, carbohydrates, produce, aka a truck ton of vegetables and some fruit, and also enjoyment, right? Like we like to eat what we're about to eat. So I take a peek at what my family has just requested: mac and cheese, pizza, whatever, the spaghetti and meatballs, and I figure out what one of those 4 is missing. That's seriously it. And then I make sure to have a plan to put that sucker inside of that meal in a really simple way. If you don't know what a protein is, if you don't know what a produce is, or like good ones or like options or whatever, if you don't know what a carbohydrate is, if you're not sure how to include enjoyment in your meal and also get your family's buy-in in the process, comment cheat sheet, and I'm going to send you my little simple 1-pager on how I tell you exactly, or I guide you exactly how to like lay out the 4 components of a power plate meal for yourself. Okay. So you know what those things are, those 4 components that make you feel like, God, I have good productive energy after this meal. I don't feel bogged down. We all got a really well-rounded meal. That feels really good, right? It feels good on our mom hearts, and it also feels good on our mom bodies. Like we're like, yeah, that I am in a happy place in my body when I feel good and energetic after eating, and I feel really good in my heart that I also transferred that ability or habit or like approach to my family as well. If you don't know how to balance a meal, cool, don't worry about it. You don't have to be a master at it, but just comment cheat sheet and I'll teach you how to do that super simply, and I'll teach you my freaking hacks for naturally boosting your family's protein intake. I can't talk today, you guys. And produce intake, right? Those are typically the ones that are lacking for many families. Okay. So recap my 2-step strategy for getting like that, stopping the that's gross at the dinner table. Number 1, ask them what they want to eat, right? Whenever you're laying down your meal plan for the week, if you need help on that, check yesterday's live stream. Ask them what they want to eat. What are you guys hungry for this week? What kind of meals do you want to have for supper? You're getting their buy-in, and they're telling you things that they're already like eating, so you know that they're going to eat them, right? That's like a no-brainer. Number 2, once you know that information, balance those meals out using the carb, protein, produce, and enjoyment factor that I would encompass in something that I like to call a power plate meal, which is how I teach my clients how to eat, right? Or how I teach my clients how to prepare their food or their meals to get that productive energy and not that freaking bogged down feeling that feels gross after meal times, right? So that's my 2-step strategy. Now, your turn to lay this out. Okay, tonight, if you do not have a plan for supper tonight, this is what you do. You go home and you're like, what should we eat? They're going to tell you spaghetti and meatballs or pizza or mac and cheese. And you're going to balance that sucker out, including a protein, a carb, a produce, and the enjoyment factor from that meal. You're going to make sure you have those 4 things there, and you're going to lay it down. Right? And then you're going to come back here onto this live stream and tell me how that went. How did that go? Did they eye roll you, or were they like, all right, I'm going to do it. I'm going to try this stuff, right? And remember, if you're not quite sure of the 4 components, protein, produce, carbohydrate, enjoyment, comment cheat sheet. I'm going to teach you how to do that yourself with my simple 1-pager. It's completely free. It doesn't cost you anything. And I'm going to teach you my freaking slick, simple hacks for naturally boosting your meals, the protein content of your meals, the stuff that keeps you full and builds your muscles and all that kind of stuff, and the produce, the vegetable content, without your family being like pushing around steamed, gross, gray looking peas on their plate going, Mom's trying to make us eat healthy, right? So get your butt back here. Tell me how it went down tonight and let's talk about it. Cool? Thanks for being here, you guys. Bye-bye.